Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in the video today, and today the New York Jets beat the New York Giants in the preseason 32-24. This was a really fun game to watch as you get to see Aaron Rodgers make his New York Jets debut with New York today. This was the first time Aaron Rodgers played in a preseason game in 5 years. And Rodgers played 2 drives in this game with a touchdown pass, a 14-yard touchdown pass to Garrett Wilson. Rodgers did not look too bad in 2 drives, going 5 for 8 with 40. Was it 46 or it was either 40? Yeah, 46. I think it was 46 passing yards with 1 passing touchdown. Rodgers' first drive was solid, but not that great. But then the second drive, I really liked what I saw from him in his second drive. And Rodgers did really solid today in his first preseason game in 5 years. But yeah, all right, so the final score was 32-24. Let's go over the scoring summary. So the first two scores belong to the New York Jets. And those are both touchdowns. A Aaron Rodgers 14-yard touchdown pass to Garrett Wilson. And it makes it 7-0 with a Greg Zuerlein extra point. Then in the fourth quarter, you have, I didn't mean the fourth quarter. In the first quarter, with 4 minutes remaining, you have a 67-yard interception return by Brandon Eagles. A 67-yard interception return. Greg Zuerlein makes extra point. It's 14-0. And then this is when the Giants start to get some points on the board in the second quarter. They score 3 times. Now, it's not enough to get them a lead going into halftime, but it is enough to it being a close game going into halftime. Second quarter with 8.5 minutes remaining, Jashawn Corbin with a 1-yard touchdown run. Graham Gano makes the extra point, 14-7. Then with 3 minutes and 34 seconds remaining, how about Graham Gano, who kicked 2 really long field goals today, one in the second quarter and one in the third quarter, hit a 57-yard field goal to make it 14-10. And then going into halftime with 5 seconds remaining in the second quarter, Graham Gano makes a 40-yard field goal to make it 14-13. Then in the third quarter, you have 2 scores, and they're both field goals. It starts off with the New York Jets hitting a 29-yard field goal with Greg Zuerlein with 10 minutes remaining in the third quarter at 17-13. And then with 4 minutes remaining in the third quarter, Graham Gano makes another really long field goal, a 56-yarder to make it 17-16 to cut the lead down to 1 again. And then in the fourth quarter, how about the Jets scoring some more touchdowns? Alec Erickson, who scored 2 touchdowns today. You have a Tim Boyle 4-yard touchdown pass to Alex Erickson, and the Jets would go ahead and go for 2. Tim Boyle throws a pass to Jason Browley for the 2-point conversion. It's 25-16. Then Tim Boyle throws a 14-yard touchdown pass to Alex Erickson for his second touchdown of the day, and Greg Zuerlein makes the extra point. It's 32-16. And then Tommy DeVito, third-string quarterback for the Giants, or maybe fourth, actually. He might be the fourth. I think he's either the third or fourth string quarterback for the Giants. Throws a 30-yard touchdown pass to David Sills, the fifth, with 47 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. And they go for 2, which is the only way to keep the ball game alive. Eric Gray runs it in for the 2-point conversion to make it 32-24. The Giants never got the ball back, and that would be the ball game. I know it's preseason. It doesn't really matter. But this was a fun game to watch between both New York teams playing each other, the Battle of New York, even though it's preseason, and then Aaron Rodgers hitting the field with, the Jets starting offense was out there for 2 drives. The Giants, some well-known Giants players were playing today, I think mostly on defense. But yeah, let's go over the game leaders and some more of the stats. So game leaders. For the Jets, you have Tim Boyle, leader in passing yards, going 9 for 11, 107 passing yards, and 2 passing touchdowns. Tommy DeVito threw 19 for 29 with 210 passing yards, 1 passing touchdown, and 1 interception. For rushing yards, Zonovan Knight for the Jets had 7 carries for 22 rushing yards. How about former New York Jet that is now on the Giants, James Robinson, who played for the Jets last season, had 10 carries for 55 rushing yards and was the leader in rushing yards for the Giants today. Receiving yards, Xavier Gipson was the leader in receiving yards for the Jets with 7 receptions and 79 receiving yards. And David Sills V was the leader in receiving yards today for the Giants with 6 receptions, 81 receiving yards, and 1 receiving touchdown, including a 30 yard touchdown reception. Okay, so Zach Wilson looked really solid for the Jets today. He threw 11 for 18 with 107 passing yards. Rodgers in his 2 drives, the first action as a New York Jet, threw 5 for 8 with 47 passing yards and 1 passing touchdown. And that was it for the quarterback play with the New York Jets today. And then Tyrod Taylor, who started the game for the Giants today, but only played, I think he only played 1 drive, but he might have played 2 actually. I'm pretty sure he played 2. He threw 2 for 4 with 5 passing yards and was sacked once. I'm pretty sure Tyrod Taylor did play 2 drives today for the New York Giants. Rushing yards for the New York Jets in this ballgame. Michael Carter, who was the starting running back for them today, struggled, got 4 carries and only had 1 yard. But at the same time, he did have a 6-yard run, so must have had a really bad play to get a lot of loss of yardage on a rushing play. Besides James Robinson for the Giants, Tommy DeVito, third string quarterback, had 6 carries for 33 rushing yards, and that was really it. For the Jets, besides Xavier Gibson leading them in receiving yards, how about Alex Erickson, who had 5 receptions for 38 receiving yards and 2 receiving touchdowns? Irvin Charles with 2 receptions for 37 receiving yards. And how about the Offensive Rookie of the Year, Garrett Wilson, with 3 receptions for 30 receiving yards and 1 receiving touchdown? McCole Hardman Jr., who they picked up from the Kansas City Chiefs, who I think was a really, really underrated signing for the New York Jets, had 2 receptions for 17 receiving yards. And how about the tight end duo that I really like, Tyler Conklin with 1 reception for 7 receiving yards, and CJ Uzuma was targeted once but did not have any receptions. All right, for the Giants, Daniel Jones wasn't playing in this game, but they did have some, a couple of wide receivers that are well known that were playing. David Stills had the big game with 81 receiving yards. Eric Gray had 48 receiving yards. But here are some of the big names. Jamison Crowder had 2 receptions for 17 receiving yards. Sterling Shepard and Jalen Hyatt, who are 2 well-known players on this offense for the Giants, were both targeted twice but did not have any receptions. That was really it. That was the best of the best at the wide receiver position for the Giants today. All right, fumbles. The only fumble for the Giants today was Jamison Crowder, who fumbled, but he did not lose the fumble, so that's good. Defense. I'm looking through the Giants' defense because I thought there was some play. I guess there wasn't really anybody on the starting defense for the Giants to play today. It was really no starters for the Giants' defense to play. But at the same time, the Jets were the guys that were playing their starters today because I know Sauce Gardner was out there. I know Will McDonald was out there. Sauce didn't really do anything. He had 0 tackles. But at the same time, Sauce is not really getting a lot of tackles. Jermaine Johnson was playing. He had 2 tackles. That was really it. But leader in tackles for the Jets was Zaire Barnes with 8 tackles, and then leader for the tackles with the Giants was 7 for Alex Cook. And the Jets had 5 sacks in this game. 1 sack for Teo Munapinu. I mean, that's really our name to pronounce. And then 1 sack for Jermaine Johnson. I really like him, and it's going to be really interesting to see what he does for this defense this season. Bryce Huff also had a sack. How about not 1 sack's not good enough? How about 2 sacks for Bruce Hector? And then 1 sack for the Giants, and that was by Ray Wilborn. And for tackles for the loss, Jets had 10 tackles for loss. Their defense is going to be scary this year. And then 4 for the Giants. All right, interceptions. There was only 1 interception in this game, and it was that pick 6 by Brandon Equals. 1 interception for a 67-yard return to take it to the house for the end zone and for 6 points. And that was really it for this game. Use my thoughts on the game from today. I really liked what I saw from Aaron Rodgers and the Jets, their starting offense. And let me know your thoughts on the game. Let me know what you thought about the way Aaron Rodgers played. And, let me know your thoughts on this game. And peace out.